Dude, I feel like you look like a doctor right now. It's like putting the ready to get a heart transplant.
Scalpel. All right, so it is another day and another video. We're working on the Pacer. We're trying to get this thing done. We're on our final push to get this thing all done. The motor's coming back later today. Colton's gonna be hanging out because Chad's Fab's on his way. He's gonna be here in just, what, probably like an hour. And I've got a dance recital to go to with Adley. And I've got a soccer game to go for Riker. So I'm gonna be gone most of the day, but I'll be back later on. So I'm gonna turn the camera over to Colton and Chad, and they're gonna get you guys taken care of for the next little bit. All right, it's approximately 10 o'clock-ish. I'm gonna do a couple things on the Pacer. We got this bulkhead that we're gonna put in for the power cable, so we're not running the cable through the firewall. So I'll be doing that. We got Chad over here doing all the electrical stuff, saving us so much of a headache.
I'm having all the fun over here.
And it's gonna be done good and right.
Well, I don't know about that. Good enough.
Yeah. I think the motor showed up. You guys are gonna get to see maybe just a little glimpse, maybe all of it, I don't know yet. I'm gonna unload that. I'm gonna show you guys before Robbie sees it. All right, so what I got here is this bulkhead power cable. They had the cable run through there, but we're gonna put a bulkhead instead. So what I'm gonna do is drill that hole out more to where this will fit in there, coming back from the motor side into the car. And then I'll drill the two little holes to bolt it on there. That'll be a lot cleaner. That'll come through just like that. So now I just got to drill the two bolt holes here. We'll get those marked out, drill them out, then I'll bolt that in. All right, what my plan is here is I got these sweet little punches. So I got it on, I brought it around this other side, stuck it in, and then I'm gonna punch it right there to get my marks on where I'm gonna drill it. And then I'll drill it in, take it back out, go around to the back side, push it in through from the engine side to the inside, and get my bolts on there. Okay, I got that all installed, it's all tightened up. Looks good. We got this cover. Okay, we'll go through there. That will sit over just like that. We golden. Bummy, what are you doing? Huh? Huh? Yeah, you just stay there. All right, now that I got that bulkhead done, let's go check out the motor.
Definitely doesn't look like a motor.
Oh, right there. Okay, I'm gonna get this unloaded. I gotta figure out how to do it. I got the skid steer right here with forks on it, but I don't know if I want to unwrap it and see if I can get the chain hook up on there to lift it up correctly. Yeah, I can't damage this thing. I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Avalon King, for sponsoring this video. There's nothing quite like the thrill of hitting the open road, the freedom of endless possibilities down the road ahead of you. But keeping your ride looking its best isn't always easy. Sun, rain, dirt, bird crap can take a toll on your car's paint. That's where Avalon King comes in. With the revolutionary ceramic coating, you can protect your car's paint from the elements and keep it looking showroom new. Their Armor Shield 9 forms a protective barrier that repels water, dirt, UV rays, your neighbor's food, your dog's poop. Your car stays cleaner longer. And the best part, Avalon King ceramic coating is easy to apply and lasts for years. Money back guarantee. Don't just take my word for it. Thousands of car enthusiasts trust Avalon King to protect their investment and keep their rides looking pristine. You guys, it's been months since we've done an Avalon King ad. Now you guys, you've been emailing me, you've been calling, you've been texting me wanting the Armor Shield 9 deals. So I reached out to my friends at Avalon King. I said, hey you guys, we've got to get the Armor Shield 9 deals going again. For a limited time only, Avalon King is offering an exclusive deal. Get 2 Armor Shield 9 kits for just 99 bucks. That's not all. While I was on the phone with them, guess what? Talked them into it. First 100 people get a bottle of Psycho Detail Spray for free. Get your rides looking pristine for the summer months ahead. Let's get back to the action. Rise and shine, Snookadoodle. I'm back. So it looks to me like Chad got a ton of stuff done. He's got all the wiring laid out. That guy is a wizard when it comes to wiring. So thank you, Chad's Fab. Make sure you guys go give him some love. He came down pro bono 2 full days and helped us recombobulate our wiring and get it all laid out to where all we got to do, plug it in, put a few ends, done. So anyway, it's Saturday. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. I've only been allotted that much time to work today. So that much. So I'm going to make a steam port line because yesterday or the last video we were struggling. So we've got the steam ports here I'm just gonna make a line from here to there. Will, Sean's friend, he drilled and tapped, put the 8th plug to -4 here. Got some hose, and we're gonna be in business. So we're basically trying to mock up, build everything before, oh, I just said before the motor gets here, but guess what? The motor got here. Let's go look at it together. Now I'm sorry guys, I'm not undoing this to show you because Demry gets to do that because this is hers, but check this out. Our buddy Kevin, Powder Trim Coatings, came through, knocked this out of the park, did such a good job on the BTR valve covers. They look amazing. So look at this. Come look through the plastic. I will show you this. See that? That is Golan Performance CNC ported LS3 heads on an LQ960 LS. For all of you guys that know LSs, this thing is gonna be 1,000 horsepower. I cannot freaking wait. Got another thing. Remember that pipe I built in the last video? That looked like an octopus? Look how good that turned out. Kevin powder coated it. Powder coated it so nice. It's so pink. It's gonna look so good over here, look. Let's just do some daydreaming. That turbo's turned, but it was right there.
Oh yeah.
Look at it. Can't wait for Demery to see it. Anyway, thank you, Kevin. Powder Trim Coatings crushed it. Everybody that's helping us out is just crushing it. Doing such a good job. Oh, there's the intake. Look at the top hat of the intake. Oh my gosh. Looks so good. Look at the turbo covers. Oh my heck. These are even pink. No more purple anodizing. Isn't that cool? I don't even know how to make turbo noises yet, but we're gonna learn. So anyway, lots of cool stuff. Let's get this line built. So I bought these cool little tools from Summit. It's a funnel so you can push your hose end onto your fitting end. All right, so with these AN fittings, I like to screw them on, get an exact tightened up length. We'll cut that in the center and terminate it. Got it. And that's how we do it. All right. Steam port termination line completed. Would you look at that?
Beautiful.
It fit. My friend Scott from the Hosers hooked us up. They built us an oil pressure line with -4 fittings. So let's just hurry and make sure that fits. And then I'm already getting, I need to go home already. So anyway, me and Colton are going to go home and spend some time with our wives and, prepare to go see our mothers tomorrow. So anyway, let's check this out before we got to go. Done. Done, done, done. So that's pretty much all we got today. We're going to head home. Make sure you guys wish all your mothers a happy Mother's Day. Take care of your wives. We'll see you in 2 days. And we're back. It's Monday morning and we're ready to attack the AMC Racer. And I got beat up over the weekend because the commenters sure like to think that this was an accident because we did say we were accidentally making it into a race car, but this was a strategic build. We sat down with Demery, we asked her what she wanted, and she specifically lined out twin turbo 1,000 horsepower LS, really tiny smokable tires in the rear, a 9-inch, she wanted race seats, she wanted a race car. And if she was here, she'd tell you the same. Anyway, so we've got the new motor here. Once the boss gets here, she's gonna unwrap it. We're gonna take a look at it. We're gonna get it all assembled, and we are going to get this thing hopefully done because it's Monday and we have to leave on Thursday night. And we have a tuning party on Wednesday that hopefully we can make it to. So anyway, got a lot to do.
Hillbilly, what do you think?
Hillbilly's camping. He likes to camp a lot.
Hillbilly's not here.
Where's Hillbilly? We're gonna take and scoot this motor out of the way. Say, hey, Bombi.
Bombi.
Good morning.
Like I'm gone.
Bye. Have fun in the shop. Okay, so we're gonna scoot this over. I want to look at it, but the boss is the only one allowed to look.
Yep.
Do we have an engine stand?
We had that one.
We'll probably want to put this on an engine stand, get it all dressed, get it in at Sunday best.
Yeah.
All right, let's slide it.
You need some help, or you got this?
Boy, What the heck is wrong with you? It's trying to lick me. It's acting like a dog. What is your deal? Like, but daddy. This guy is licking me. Oh. See? And the internet thinks that I'm mean to him.
Yeah.
Does this look like an abused cat?
Right?
I don't think so.
What? Look at you.
Okay, kitty. I gotta get to work. It's time to go. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go over here. You're just gonna hang out down there. All right, so I went ahead yesterday while you guys didn't see, and I made the feed line for my fuel system. So we're using all dash 10 because this is 1,000 horsepower. No, I did my return line yesterday. I'm doing my feed line right now. So I built my first little stint of hose. Then I've got my pre-filter. So I got the Holley 162-510, it's 10 micron 23K4. We're gonna go about 4 inches of pipe and put our post filter. Now on this one, we're using an Aeromotive post filter. Now you just gotta make sure your flows are correct. So I'm making a little connection hose, and then I'm gonna put an end on this, and then we'll put it back in the car, measure it all out, get our length, and have our feed and return lines inside the car done. I'm so stressed out right now because I just want to be perfect for Demery, and we're not perfect, and we have so much to do before we leave, so wish us luck. And Bombi is just being the happiest cat in the world, aren't you, kitty? Okay, but you can't come up here. Okay, Bombi, there's razor blades.
There's
Bombi.
oil, there's razor blades. We don't want you hurt. I just want to help, guys.
Daddy, please, just want to help. Okay, so Bombi, this is how we do it. This is the first step. So we put our thingy in there. Oh yeah, rub some oil on you. Okay, we oil it up. Okay, and then we're gonna stab this in. And this little tool is like a funnel. It funnels.
He's talking to you, Bombi.
Yeah, so watch. Okay, you can feel it just collapse. Oh, look, our collar's on. See that? See that? Is that cool? You know that's cool. I know we're doing 2 collars, so no, ha ha. Get down, kitty. Okay.
It's like, but I want to see that oil go down in that hole.
Is that good? Bombi. Oh, did you get some oil on your paw? Oh.
Look at him trying to. Oh my gosh, Bombi, you don't fit.
Bombi, you cannot sit.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so we've got this little funnel tool that we bought from Summit. It's called Cool Tools. It allows for your collar to go on, and it basically takes all the fibers and just funnels them on. So I like to get it started, and dang, I take my hammer, do a little tap tappy, and I tap it to my desired depth. Make sure it's straight. Okay, that one is ready for the fitting. Now we'll get this one. Okay, now we'll take our fitting, put some oil on it, and we'll assemble it. All right, so I've got the majority of my feed line built. I've got my 2 filters, my pre and post filters. I've got my line that goes to the fuel sending unit. Now I just have to get my length here that goes to the bolt head up front. But as with everything, I'm shifting gears. So Sean needs a dash mount plate built. So we're using the Holley, I think it's like a 13-inch screen or something like that. Anyway, they give you a template. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna cut this out of aluminum, and I'm gonna make those holes. I'm gonna figure all this stuff out and cut it out of aluminum plate. And then Sean is gonna make it to where we can bolt this, clamp it right to the roll cage. It's gonna be super cool. So I'll hurry and program that up, and then we'll move on. Okay, I got the arms on the lift underneath the pacer. I'm gonna get it picked up just a little bit so it's ready to go for when we need to lift it up, bring it down, do whatever we need to do. I'm gonna pick it up a little bit, see if it feels sturdy. I think it feels pretty good. Double check underneath. So I don't like how those front jacks are sitting. I'm gonna change those real fast. All right, that's a lot better. So I'm just gonna leave it about right here. Okay, we got the car on the stand, and I gotta put this vacuum bulkhead in. It's for a vacuum line. So where we're gonna put it right here, I got it marked right there. You drill a hole all the way through. Let me start with the smaller bit and move up to a bigger one. And I'm gonna drill all the way through, get this vacuum line bulkhead in, and that way Robbie can plumb his lines
to go through the firewall.
Okay, I drilled the first hole. Got it right there centered.
Now I got this 1/2 bit. I'm going to go through it with that. Just drill slow and easy. And then my bulkhead should be able to fit right in there.
Okay, I got that all drilled out. I got the vacuum bulkhead in. Give you kind of a view of that. Right in the center of that, so. All right, talk with Sean. I'm going to pull the steering column out because he has to finish where it goes through the firewall, where he built that plate. He has to finish welding around that. So I'm going to pull this out so we can finish welding it, and then when we put it back in, we're putting it back in to stay. So I got 4 bolts down here. These are 3/4. Loosen those up. Okay, I got the steering column out. That's where we need to weld. It was just tacked on there. So he'll go ahead and finish welding that, get it cleaned up, and I'll put it back in there. And once again, I know I say it a lot, but Sean, he just whipped up the screen mounts, just like that. So that's gonna be holding the screen mount, dash mount, dash mount. So we'll have 2 there, then he'll have a thing going across from one to the other, and we'll bolt the screen right to it. Okay, so I'm gonna bolt this in, but then Sean reminded me we have to put these extenders on. So I gotta cut these clamps, unscrew it out, screw this in, screw it back in there, and then they sent us the boots. We'll put this back on, and then this should be able to get bolted in, and then we can do the steering, all that. Okay, so I got the clamps cut off. Now I'm gonna get this boot removed. And then I think this is where this unscrews, and then this goes in between here and there.
All right, so I got this all programmed up. Got it into my program. We're gonna get it cut out on the table. Then we'll drill it out and get it over to Sean so he can get the dash mounted. So now, we need to get some 1/2" drill bits, drill those 2 suckers out. Get a 1/4" drill bit, drill them suckers out.
What is that
Actually, they're
for?
supposed to be 5/16. This is for the dash. Let's go do some drilling.
Okay, so I got this loosened. I'm just gonna unscrew it out. I'm hoping I can just reuse this boot because it seems like it's gonna be long enough. And that other one has a breather on it, which I don't think we need. But yeah, so that just goes like that. We'll grab this one, maybe get it started. And once you get that all the way in, it came with these little pins. You pound them in there, then that will let it from not backing out. So I'll get this side all done. I'm just doing one side at a time, and then I'll get the boot slid on, zip tie it, and then I'll move to the other side.
Got all the holes drilled out that needed drilled. Sean went to lunch. As soon as he gets back, he'll be able to figure this all out. But come check this out. So Sean's got some mounts here. We're gonna put some tabs, and this dash is gonna sit about right here, and this is gonna hold the Holley EFI dash. Anyway, it was super sweet. It's all out of billet aluminum on here. This is just plate. This is turning out way too cool for me. Good thing it's not for me. It's for the boss.
I like that sticker.
Did you hear that? She likes that.
I like it.
She likes the sticker. Powered by Chad. Chad did an awesome job, and you guys need to give him some love for helping us. He's super cool. Everything's perfect, besides 2 bolt holes. How did I get off? It was because of Jared.
It was.
Look, I'll bet it'll fit this way.
Was that necessary?
We'll make a new one, Terry!
It's only 2 bolt holes. It's okay.
No, it's 2 bolt holes. Sean would not accept that. Don't tell him. Dang it.
Try number 2.
Shh. Don't tell him that I screwed up.
Shh.
We can't tell Sean.
Try number 1.
There we go. Now I see whose team you're on. So Colton's getting the extenders put on. I think it's time that we pass the razor blade to Demery, and she gets to open up her motor. It's a monumental moment. The motor that you didn't know you wanted.
And you better not start it without. I better be.
Well, you have to. Okay, we'll make sure you're here. Oh my head.
Oh, goodness.
You like it?
I love it.
Is it cute?
Look at the pink. And the black.
So pretty. The front cover. Looking so good. Do you like it?
Yeah. I like it.
I like it a lot.
I'll like it a lot more in the car and running.
Well, that's asking a lot. Just don't plan on seeing me the rest of the week. Guys, make sure you go check out Going Performance. They did such an awesome job on these heads. Kevin, Powder Trim Coatings, LS Builder, super good job. Now we got to get it all put together and put in there. It's correct now, hopefully. We got to put oil drains in that, and we got to figure out why. Got to be that windage tray that's wrong. All right, so we've looked up some instructions on the internet, and we need to cut our windage tray. But with this oil pan, I believe the issue that we're gonna run into, oh no. It fits.
Instead, don't.
It fits! If it fits, it sits. Or in this case, it gets oil panned. So never mind. I was talking to Kevin. We thought that these were gonna hit. They are not hitting. So all we gotta do when we get back, we have a template from Holley Performance. We will cut our windage tray. Set it. We'll install our new pickup tube. So that'll go up in there. That'll get tightened up, and our oil pan will get installed. Oh, this is so stressful, but this will look so much better. So we'll get back from lunch. We'll get this put on the engine stand. We'll get the oil pan done. We'll get the harmonic balancer on. We'll get all the things and such. And all I know is I need food because I'm stressed.
It's that time.
Okay, so we'll be right back.
A few moments later.
Okay, I went ahead and put the motor on the engine stand, the motor stand. Got to bolt it all up. I'm gonna let this cherry picker down just a little bit.
So I transferred all the measurements from the windage tray cutting procedures from Holley. We got it cut. I'm gonna get this all ground up real nice, and then we'll get it put back in. We'll get that oil tube pickup put back in, and we're gonna get the oil pan on. We gotta dress that whole entire engine, but we're gonna put the oil pan on, move it out of the way, and then we've gotta get the engine out of the car so Sean can finish fabbing. We're doing this correct. We are not messing up. So I called my buddy Kevin. He gave me all the specs. Look at those. We got Texas Speed parts in there. We got Brian Tooley Racing parts in there. We got all the goo stuff. So I just talked to Kevin, and he told me this is a reusable oil pan gasket.
We'll get the front lined up and then the back.
Yeah, that's perfection. Okay, we'll get these all tightened down and then torqued to the proper specs. Then we got to get the dampener put on, a couple things and such, and we'll be good to go. All right, so the oil pan is 18 foot-pounds. We're just gonna torque it in like a back and forth. So I'll go ahead and get these all torqued. Lube.
And an exhaust manifold. We want those.
Yes,
ones.
that's why we bought it. It was for the exhaust manifold.
Valley cover bolts, which
Yeah, we've got
oil.
we got a whole set of ARP bolts.
Coil to bracket to valve cover bolts.
Oil pan. Get those oil pans. Let's get those out and get them changed. I forget what we buy. So I'm gonna worry about these. I'm gonna get them Teflon taped. I'll get them in. Colton's gonna work on redoing those bolts. Well, good, because I overstretched the ones. Luckily, we have new ones.
Because they were supposed to be at 9 and you're going to 106.
No, I went to 20 or 18. Might as well have been 106.
Okay, I'm down to the last two bolts. I had to do these ones by hand because with the extension, the little impact didn't want to take it out.
And Heath from Clearside Auto Glass is here with the windshield.
You want to breathe on it?
Yeah.
Look at it.
No one, it's at least it's like a big old sunglass lens.
Look at that. You almost act like you're some sort of a glass guy. Looks amazing.
I measured, I checked everything, it's centered. I did, I hope it. And we brought the test one out and did it, and it was, the other one was just a little high on the cut.
Mm-hmm.
So we brought this one down 1/4 of an inch.
Cool.
So,
Well, you know what? If it doesn't fit, Sean can cut the firewall out and make it fit.
make it fit.
Yeah, exactly. We're not
cutting
anything
another
out the
windshield.
window.
But I did find a car in Lehigh that had a good windshield. It was $1,000. So that's a positive.
$1,000 for a windshield.
Well, for the car to get the windshield. I've just about got it fixed. I don't have another fitting, so I've just sanded that. I'm gonna hope for the best, but I'm gonna overdo this just a little bit. Make it work. Victory is so sweet. All right, we'll Teflon tape this, and we will have it fixed. I didn't destroy it. I fixed it. It's clean. It's clean. All right, 20th time's the charm. We have drains. So we have ordered like 4 sets. Finally, the correct ones. Sean. Sean! What? Got more for you.
So I got all the ARP bolts in. I put they sent a little pack of lubricant on there. Got all the bolts dabbed in those. I'm just going down, not even snugging them up. Just getting them down to where Robbie can go through and torque these all up again. And this should be the final assembly.
So Demery's gonna take a stab at this now that we've taken the oil pan on and off 150 times. So you just wanna kind of do a crisscross star pattern so that you're equally torquing it down. Now these ones get 9 foot-pounds and these ones are,
106.
no.
No, these are different.
These are different, let me get it.
You were doing these at 18
So these bolts are 18 foot-pounds.
and 9.
These ones are 9.
How do I do
Start in
this?
the middle.
Right here?
Yep. You'll have to probably do a couple a little bit. There we go. So now it's starting to count, and then it'll go orange and then green.
Do I just keep going?
Yep. And then you now go back, ratchet it back once.
So I always hold it like this. Watch. So kind of keep this just stable. Stressful, huh?
Yeah. Now where?
Now
right
this
here?
one, yep.
I can't get it.
Perfect. Okay, those are all tightened up now. Now I think I'm gonna have her do these ones because we got the bolts for the time chain cover.
I am getting my feed line figured out so that I can put an end on it and have all my fuel lines ran. So I've got it marked. I'm gonna cut right in the center of this tape, and I'll put a 45 or I'll put a 90 on it. So much to do. Who would have thought that building a race car would be so much work?
We could leave it home.
Could. I mean, it wouldn't matter actually. But or we could just take it and show it.
Not done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, we take it and it doesn't run.
Yep, just go on it. Yep, there you go.
Oh. Oh, these are different.
And then you can just use, you can either use that wrench, go in with it.
So once they get done with this, good job. Look at you go.
Yeah, she's doing everything.
She's
Pulling the
running me.
bolts.
Yeah, she's running me right out of a job.
I'm like a mechanic.
You are a mechanic. You identify as a mechanic today.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm just gonna go home.
Probably.
Anyway, as soon as she gets that all done, we'll move this out of the way. We're pulling the motor out.
Get it out of here.
Yeah. Sean has a bunch of stuff he needs to get done, and we're in his way.
All right, is that last one?
Done. Yep. Last one.
I'm gonna pull the radiator because we're gonna pull this motor. So the first things first, we got 3 bolts on this side, 2 bolts on this side. Pull the radiator, get everything out. Then I'm gonna pull these hoses from the bulkhead and firewall. Pull those out first. I'm gonna mark so I know which side's which. I'm gonna get the wires probably zip tied out of the way. The chain hooked up, everything ready. So then we can just pick this up out. And then I believe we're gonna start
we'll pull the headers off. So Sean, we gotta still weld everything. Everything's still tacked. Exhaust, headers, wastegate pipe, that's still all just tacked. So that way Sean can go ahead, start welding all that together. This is just welded on the top, coolant. Still gotta weld on the bottom. But yeah, I'm gonna start with the radiator. See, and that's what's nice. It's so simple to pull the radiator on this thing. Got the radiator pulled. Now I'm gonna work on my hoses. And these hoses are the icebox hoses. So I'll put passenger, driver, get those undone out of the way. And then I'm just, like I said, I'll flip my wiring back, make sure everything's out of the way. Okay, I went ahead and pulled the water pump assembly off just so it wasn't in the way. Sean has to weld on it anyways. I got the cherry picker hooked up with the chain hoist, or the chain, to lift the motor up. Now I'm going to get underneath, undo the transmission from the cross member, and then we'll work on the motor mount bolts, and then we should be able to pull this thing right out. Okay, I got the motor. Jumped the gun. I got it all unbolted. Cody's here helping me. Henry, he's helping me. We're gonna pull this thing out. We gotta watch, make sure the wires don't get pinched, because I don't want to make Chad mad. Get it? Chad mad? Okay.
Does Chad get mad?
I don't know, but I don't want to see it. So yeah,
Chad's
we got
like the most calm individual.
Yeah, so we got it coming up now. We're just gonna ease it on out, and then yeah, we'll be golden from there. So it's up to you, Cody. If you pinch a wire, it's on you.
You're supposed to watch the wires.
I got them. They're good.
Okay, coming up.
Watch the wires, Henry. Colton, watch the oil.
I honestly might have to drop that transmission cross member because
Yeah, 'cause
we're pinching.
Yeah,
I was
the
thinking that
tail's
we
not-
could. Yeah, I was thinking we could get it to come out so that tail would drop, but
Yeah, no, she's in there.
yep, I'm gonna have to drop it. Grab me a wrench, Cody. Don't ask me what size. I think it's 3/4, or even a socket right there.
Yeah, I'll give you
But I don't know if the socket will fit on the inner side, so I'll just figure out the size and then
19%.
go from there. Okay, I kind of forgot. I undid the transmission that bolts to the cross member, and I was supposed to unbolt the whole thing, but I went under there and got it. Me and Cody, so pulling it out now, walking it out.
Hold on.
Up.
You gotta go up.
All right, so the plan is now we got the motor out. We're gonna pick the car all the way up. We still got to weld the back of the motor mounts right along here, and instead of bending over, we're gonna have Sean. We're gonna pick it up, and he can just stand right there, do his want welding. So, and then we can pull these off. Like I said, Sean will finish up welding everything, and then we'll get this bad boy in there. What do you think of that color?
I love it, dude. It's sweet.
All right, so we got the motor all pulled out. We're gonna get the muck block out of here, get everything pulled off of it, and we're gonna start getting it assembled onto Demery's real motor. So we got lots to do, but we're getting it. We're gonna get this. We gotta get let's get the steering in, Colton. So we're putting the camera guy to work. We're gonna put the rack and pinion in. We're gonna get our steering shaft all done, get our U-joints tied in, and then we're gonna start working on brake lines. And then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do everything.
We got this.
To the point where I'm so stressed out that don't even feel it anymore. We just had the Australians show up. We've got Andy, we've got John, and we've got Kyle. You guys remember who Kyle is, Lucifer.
I'm not sure if you guys saw one of our buddies' episodes, but we worked on someone's car and it blew up. Now Robbie's got us working on his car, but the thing is, it's going to rip. Hopefully it doesn't blow up. So
We can't let it blow up.
No, we can't.
All right, so now we've got the lower harmonic balancer on. Now we're working on the mid-mount accessory drive kit, getting the water pump installed, getting everything tight, getting it ready to be mounted on the motor. We got Andy over there, he's doing brake lines. Sean's welding up some bungs. We're both thrashing. So we'll get this all tightened up, and then I've got my power steering pulley installation tool. We'll get it installed. I do want to make sure this is just tight. I don't even know what to tell you guys. It's almost midnight. Headers are on. Front mount is on. We're just about ready to drop it down, put the FTI transmission on it. Good thing Kyle's here to mentor me along, to let me know all my downfalls. and all the things we should have changed. You know what? We should have met him a month ago. If we would have met him a month ago, this would have an 871 blower on it, and a top hat, and methanol.
No carbies. See, the thing is, right? Yeah, you have the friends that say, "Oh yeah, Robbie, you're doing a great job. Oh, that's gonna be awesome, Robbie."
He's like,
I'm not that guy.
You've literally screwed everything up.
So I like people to point out the wrong things, which is you'd rather know from the start than get down there and something's wrong. You want a friend that says, "Listen here, mate, you're doing it wrong. You need to do it this way," and that just helps further on down the track. But anyway, we're here now.
Yeah. So that means that we have to build another burnout car. Since this is Demry's, we'll build me one the right way. All right, so we got the flex plate on. We're gonna torque it to 74 foot-pounds. All right, we got it all torqued, 74 foot-pounds. We're gonna get the transmission bolted up on here. And that is the goal for tonight, is to get the transmission, or as Kyle says, the gearbox.
Gearbox.
Gearbox. All right, so we ran into a little bit of an issue. We need a crankshaft extension for the transmission. I totally spaced it. I thought it came with our kit. It doesn't. So I'm going to go search Marketplace, make some phone calls in the morning, and hopefully find one and send Steve to pick it up. So that's all we're doing for the night. So it is tomorrow.
Okay, it's next morning. I'm back. I was on vacation, out camping with my family for Mother's Day. Robbie says we need a adapter piece that goes for the torque converter and flywheel, and I know right where one's at. It's in the Jeep frame. We can get another one for that one. We don't have time to order one for the Pacer. Okay, I got the adapter out, and that's what it is. And the reason for that is because that hole, this back center hole right here, fits snug over the crankshaft, and then the front one is for the flex plate, because there is a different size, maybe 1/16 of an inch. So that's what you need this for. So I'm going to get the transmission unbolted off the back of the Pacer motor, get this installed, and get it put back together, so that way when Robbie gets here, we can put the motor in. Spacer's installed, flywheel's back reinstalled, so now I just gotta get the transmission butted up back to the motor and get it all bolted up, and then get the torque converter bolted onto the flywheel.
All right, so Hillbilly got the transmission discombobulated. The piece that we were missing last night at 1 o'clock in the morning is in. He's back from vacation.
Wait, where did we have that piece?
Well, I had it in my Jeep. I made him pull it apart this morning.
Oh, so we did have it.
Oh, yeah, well,
Okay.
let's go take a look, you guys. Come here.
I was thinking, I knew I seen it, but
This is what happens when you forget to order a $29 part. Check this out. So, here we have another LS. Now it's floating in the frame. Look at this. We got a transmission on the ground, and we don't have a crank adapter, because that crank adapter is now in the boss's Pacer. So, I got thinking about it this morning, and I called Hillbilly, and I was like, hey, I need you to pull the... Oh, I see what he did. It's an actual adapter. It's not a coupler. Anyway, so he did what I needed him to do. It's done. It's taken care of. That's that. So we got Hillbilly working on the rack and pinion. Because this is a custom width front end, because we narrowed it and all that stuff, we actually got to cut some of the thread off. So right here, he's marked it out. He's going to make a cut, re-thread it with the nut, and then get it put into the tie rods and get this thing set. Then we got the steering shaft that's got to go in, the U-joint's got to be welded, the U-joint shaft's got to be extended.
Car has to be blown out.
Car's got to be blown out because it's super, super dusty. You know, normal things. All right, so I took over on Hillbilly's job, not because he can't do it, but because we sent him on a mission. So Hillbilly is on his way to Mona, Utah, to my buddy Derek's shop. Me and my buddy Derek, we demolition derby together. And Derek runs an LS, kind of like me. So anyway, hit him up, asked him if he has a crank adapter. He said, I got one. So Hillbilly is on his way. So I'm gonna finish this up. Hillbilly got the other side done. We'll get this spun on, get it kind of loosely put in, and then we'll build the column. But before, actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm so excited because now things are coming together. I'll get this put on, then let's go finish the motor mounts on the motor, transmission mount on the transmission, then we'll come back and we'll build the column. Then I think Sean's just about got everything welded in here, and then we'll do something.
There's so much.
So much.
Where do we start?
All right, so here's the deal. I've got transmission mount on. Hillbilly's getting us the adapter. We're gonna put the motor mounts on. This is gonna go in that today, and tomorrow it's gonna start, if we can get it done.
Oh, the fuel injector thing should be coming today, right?
They should be here today, so I don't know. We're down to the wire. We're not really sure if we're gonna make it to Texas, but we're gonna try.
Okay, well, I'm just doing the motor mount bracket. Probably got the other side done.
So what we're doing is, this is the template from the big tubes. This is our wastegate tubes. I took my template, wrapped it around, and made a template for this. I'm not really sure how to cut this. My template might have stuck, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this out, we'll shape it, and then I'll make a new template to transfer to the other side so that it's equal. I'll go clean it up a little bit more, and then I don't know if I think we want it more straight. See how it's all rounded? I'm thinking we probably want to straighten it up so that it matches. Looks cool.
Okay, I'm going through now, torquing the exhaust manifold bolts. I looked it up, it says start with 11 inside out and then go to 18. Robbie suggested look it up for a turbo version. I looked it up, they said someone went up to 25 foot-pounds, but they don't trust the aluminum heads, so they just suggest to stay at the 18. So that's what I'm gonna do.
He stole my job.
I stole Demery's job. Okay, I gotta get a wrench on these two, and I gotta guess.
So I've got this one all angled and notched, and what I did is I actually matched the bigger pipe. So I used an angle finder, set my belt grinder, and I was able to grind this one. Now, I'm gonna do what I should have done in the beginning. I'm gonna make a template. The thing about this is you gotta use a lot of tape to make a template. And Sean's gonna go ahead and weld what he needs to weld.
I forgot.
He forgot. He forgot that he needed to weld.
Looks good.
So do you. You looks good. You looks. I'll show you guys something cool. So you would think that this would be like straight once you lay it out because this is flat. But when you open up contour, check this out. It's not straight. Look at that. Yeah, super neat. I know. You guys hear that? What? No, listen. Robbie's the best. Oh, that was weird. So, another day in how to TIG weld. I'm gonna weld stainless steel that I've never welded. And we don't have a back purge, so for all the internet experts, we're very aware. It's fine.
All right, I'm working on putting the bushings in for the motor mounts. I had to clean them out. Sean hooked me up with a little sanding disc. Cleaned those out, got the bushings pounded in, the center rods pushed in there. So that's good to go there.
We about got it all the way around. So once we get our Dynasty here, the new welder, we're gonna get it all set up where we can purge the inside of stainless. What that's gonna do is keep all the crystallization and the, basically, if you purge inside and outside, you get shielding gas on the inside, shielding gas on the outside, and you can't do what it's doing. The weld's turning gray, and it's crystallizing on the inside because it's not purged, but it should work. And if it doesn't, we'll re-weld it.
Okay, me and Sean are standing up under the car. We raised it up. We were just kind of going over the transmission cooler brackets. We're gonna probably just drill a hole through, put a nut on the inside for now, and just make our way down. But
Someone need a part?
oh, please tell me you got it.
Did you get it?
I hope it's the right one.
Is that it?
Nope, won't go on. Wrong one.
He only saw one.
Why does he do that?
He does it every time.
Make me nervous. Well,
Finn.
So, for never TIG welding stainless, it looks horrible, but it looks beautiful. And that was super miserable in there, but I got it. So that is super, 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 super hot, in case anybody's curious. We'll let that cool down, but Hillbilly's back. So we get that transmission mated to its final destination, which is the 60LS 1000
For the final
horsepower.
time.
Huh?
Hopefully for the final time.
No, it will be. Because we have everything we need now. Because it's good to have friends in low places, so thank you, Derek. Thanks for hooking us up. Just goes in the back of the crank, and this can line up in it. It's a little bit tight on there, so I'm gonna sand the inside of this adapter, so it's just not press fit. I want it to like be tight, but not like so tight I can't move it. All right, you're not gonna get to watch us actually lift it because we need Colton's help, but we're gonna get this put on, make sure it's gonna work, and then bolt it up tight. We'll finish getting this transmission mounted up. We're gonna flex plate bolts in, get our starter on, finish up a few things under the hood, where the hood identifies at, and we're stabbing this in.
So, I'm welding. Gotta fully weld these transmission mounts, aftermarket transmission mounts in, where the transmission mount bolts to. So, Sean tried to weld it and it didn't want to go very well because it was still contaminated in spots. And by the looks of it, the TIG is more picky on if the metal's clean or not. MIG, don't care, it'll burn through it. So, I want to fully weld the top here and the bottom here, and then these will be fully welded and ready to install the mount.
All right, so I had to take Hillbilly's right angle drill, and I had to drill one of the holes out for the flex plate. I just couldn't get the M12 bolt to go through it. So now that we've got that, we're gonna put one washer as a spacer, because you always want to pull your torque converter out of the pump just slightly, but not like a ton. So I'm gonna pull it out. Actually, I think I better do 2 washers. I think I better space it to 2 washers. So anyway, we're gonna get this all lined up and then we're ready to put it in. All right, so we've got transmission bolted up. We've got the torque converter shimmed correctly. We're gonna put the shifter bracket on, and then this is ready to go in as soon as we get the oil cooler put in and get the rest of the welding done in the engine bay. So we're getting that much closer, but we're so far away.
Is it going to start tonight or today?
Yeah. So Colton's gonna go get me some safety glasses. We're gonna cut this column off because it's right by my face. And he's gonna hold the steering column. I'll get this cut. We'll get our U-joint in place, and then I will figure out how. I haven't decided if I'm gonna weld my U-joint to this or not, because it's never gonna come apart. I am gonna use a collar here that keeps the column from pulling away. That way if we ever have to pull it off, we can undo the collar, yada yada, all the things. I'm gonna weld these joints, then it's lunchtime. Hot, hot, hot. All right, we really heated the U-joint. We're gonna let it just cool down. Probably should have figured out how to take that little U-joint apart, but we didn't. So we're gonna let it cool, and then probably ruined. That's okay. So headed to lunch, we'll be right back. So we're putting this lock collar on, figuring out where we want the U-joint. Then we're gonna clock the steering wheel because there's no adjustment in it. Oh, let's play in it.
Play in it?
We don't accept that. Should I go around one turn?
Yeah.
Just to make sure that U-joints don't bind?
Yep.
All right, now that we've got the steering figured out, here in a minute, we're gonna let the boss get in and make sure it's good. But Hillbilly's gonna start filling up the brakes. We're gonna bleed the brakes. We've got a ground strap bolt to put on the frame, and then it's time to put the motor in.
Let's hope that everything's tight. I guess right now is the moment of truth to see if everything's tight.
Later.
It's bubbling good now.
It's because he fast for a second and then stopped.
You're flinging,
You're making me dancing. So, make life a little bit easier and faster, we're going to in-car bench top bleed this, so it doesn't, because it's getting airlocked. And the only way to fix airlock is bench top bleed it. Now we're ready to bench bleed it. Pump.
almost 2, trying to. Now it's going back and forth.
Yeah, so it'll sit, it'll like
Sit and flow it
and then
slowly.
it'll eventually get it. Ooh!
Okay, hold up real fast.
Don't do that little fast thing again.
Push it.
There.
Push it. Okay, that pushes everything out. Now let go. Now that sucks it out of the reservoir the back opposite way.
Yes.
So now if we pull
So we
that,
just have to get until the air is all gone, then it'll be bench top lead.
It's getting. I feel like it's getting there.
Yeah.
Like, keep
so
going.
if I hold it, and then it'll push some air out.
Oh. It looks like the air's like.
yeah, that's like
going out.
doing better.
Yeah, look, I have like I can feel a difference now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see a difference.
Yes.
And the
you
one
have to,
line-
you have to slam it, and then as it comes back, it sucks
Okay.
the fluid. That's the only way we get the derby car to bleed.
Maybe you
How does
should.
it look?
It's
Good.
almost.
Like almost
Like
straight
you
fluid.
could probably
Let's do it
push
again.
that air out when you.
Yeah, but let's just do cover it again. I'm just gonna twice.
Me and Colton are going to hurry and try to get these brakes bled. Pump 4 or 5 times and hold it.
Okay. 1, 2.
Hold up.
Holding. You're leaking?
Yeah, we got a leak. Oh, hey. What's up? Pump it up.
Okay.
Okay, we're struggling to get these bled, but I remembered that this is a 4-piston brake calipers, and there's 4 bleeders inside and out, top and bottom. Well, I'm just doing the top on the inside, so I'm wondering if I have to take the tires off and do it from the outside top one, so that way it's bleeding that side too. It's worth a shot, so I'm just gonna buzz the tires off real fast and then attempt to bleed them again.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. This is pretty nice just sitting in this race seat, just
Daydreaming.
daydreaming about watching this thing run and drive and maybe drive it someday.
I don't know if you could handle the power.
I don't think any of us can. I don't think the back wheels will be able to.
Yeah, the back wheels are definitely not gonna be able to handle the power.
But that's what it's meant for, right?
Just as I thought. No fluid at all coming out of this, so
So you're right on the bleeders?
yep.
There's upper and lower, or how does that work?
Inner, outer, upper, and lower.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So release it.
Okay, release.
I'm gonna open it and then have you push down on it.
Okay.
So I finally gave in. Done something that we never do, and that's read instructions. And in the instructions, it says that the front of the master is the primary, and the rear of the master is the secondary. And we have it hooked into the secondary. So I'm kind of wondering if there might be some kind of portioning valve in there, or it's just not letting much fluid go through it because the rear part of the cylinder is for the back tires. And most of your stopping power, if I remember right, it's like 25% rear, 75% front. So I'm gonna switch just one side for right now, bleed it. If that fixed it, then we know we have to do the same thing to the other side.
Oh yeah, hillbilly. Like, I have consistent pressure all the way, and I can push the pedal further. Before it was stopping right there, like a solid.
That means it's hydro locking. The
yep.
front cylinder was causing it to hydro lock, so he wasn't able to push it.
Yep.
Like
now
we needed
it's
to.
gushy like it's supposed to.
We're having an issue with this Willwood master cylinder. It's just not wanting to bleed. We don't really know why. So I did some homework and we're just gonna try it again. So what we're finding is that this is a 4-piston brake and each piston has a bleeder on it. So we just have to bleed a ton of air. All right, so we're down to our final step of getting the motor in. Got everything ready. We've got our ground strap. We got our positive thingy, blocky, do. We got everything welded. The brakes are bled. Brakes are working. We have 4-piston Willwood brakes. It should
Stop the car.
well, I mean, they'll just skid when the rears are spinning and pushing it forward. We're hoping that the rear tires just spin so fast that
It's like those RC cars where the tire goes.
yeah. Anyway, steering U-joints are in place. That all looks great. Now the only thing that we're worried about is the possibility of our headers hitting the brake line. If that's the case, we're going to redo the brake line, but I think we're okay for now. Anyway, we'll figure out that, but we're going to get all the lines moved, and that motor is getting put in here. Not for the final time, because it's going to come back out soon, but it's going to be the final time for today. So we're trying to figure out the placement of our shifter, of what's comfortable. So I'm just channeling my inner boss and figure out what's the most comfortable for her. How are you in there? What are you doing in your car?
I actually have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing.
Reach forward. Use your big girl arms.
Yeah,
Look at that.
okay,
Oh,
but
couldn't
what
reach
about
the
with the
switches.
seatbelt on?
Well, you're not going to be like lassoed in.
I feel like I should be.
You're not hitting
She has
anybody.
a head.
Plus they'll have a glove on.
Oh, yeah.
Finger one.
Yeah, we'll put an extender in your glove.
That's why you started before you put your seatbelt on.
Maybe I could just use my foot.
Done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look, that works.
There you go. Look at that.
Lick it. And then the shifter and the brake, the rear brakes are going to be perfect. We have those all positioned, so Sean can do his magic now. Hey, Henry.
See ya.
There goes my buddy Henry from Donut Media. He came here and did a few things on his cross-country trip. You guys might remember him. We did the X90 Suzuki for him. So anyway, we're just gonna get these brackets on, and then we'll put the motor and transmission in the car. Bum, bum, bum. Sorry, I'm just beatboxing. So this is just a rough in, just to make sure that we got shiftage. So this is what I like to do. Whatever gear, whatever gear. Whatever other gear, whatever other gear. We don't have that gear. So right here, we have this cute little lockout pin that we need to pull out. So this makes it to where you can't go into first gear. So what we got to do, essentially, this is all good. Bracketry is fine. So we've got to take this little keeper out so that we have first gear. Or third. Because if it's reversed, then that goes into third. So I'm going to have Colton do that. I'm going to pull this off. Our bracketry is ready. So that means this is ready to be installed. Got your home! Go in your home!
You?
Open the door.
There. Dude, I feel like you look like a doctor right now. It's like putting the ready to get a heart transplant.
Scalpel. Bunch.
We can't. We're hitting your PVC valve tank thing.
So we're having a little bit of a going in issue. So we're gonna hurry and pull our breather can off because we need to go that way just slightly to get past the brakes. So we'll hurry and get that pulled off and see if we can't get this in.
So I had to remove the oil catch can. It was held on those 4 bolts to the firewall. We had to move it because we accidentally damaged the filter part a little bit. We had to bring the whole motor this way, and this was stopping it from going that way. So now we get the motor put in place, and then that will be able to go back on once we get the motor down in place.
All right, so we had to move the master cylinder because we've got some brake line interference. We'll address that here in a little bit, but for now, we might end up just having to use this side of the brakes, cap that, and run a T over to there or something. I don't know, but whatever, we'll figure it out. Let's pull that out and put this in. So this is bolt up for the final time. Rail bolt. Victory at last. We got the motor and transmission in, and we're literally 1 day away from having to go to the tune shop to get it tuned. All right, we have a ton of stuff to do.
No time to do it.
Don't know if we'll make it, but as always, we appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, go check out this one.